it's Flo, and this is my impression of a beat poet. Name your price. A tool, an idea, an inspiration. To do more than just say what you want to pay. Oh no, but to see the options that could fit your budget. Steve, enough bongos.
Find car insurance that fits your budget at Progressive.com.
Makes me want to dance. Steve!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Welcome to Uncuffed Radio with Caprice Smith. Join in weekly as this life and business coach, author, and mentor shares practical tools that will help you change your thinking and change your life. In her latest novel, Uncuffed Behind My Smile, Caprice tells her own gripping story of survival and triumph. Those life experiences led this 20-year police detective to start her own organization to combat domestic violence and teach families about their inner power. Her unique engagement style helps all, especially women, to find their voices as they discover and pursue their purpose. A highly sought-after motivational speaker and people enthusiast, listen now as Caprice Smith shares techniques for how you, too, can live your life uncuffed.
And welcome. This is Uncuffed Radio on the May We Help You Radio Network. This is Caprice Smith, the Uncuffed Living Expert. In fact, I'm the only Uncuffed Living Expert in the world. You guys may hear some wind blowing in my hair today because today I'm so excited that I'm not calling from Baltimore. I'm on the road, guys. I'm heading north, going to New Jersey, to the Power to BT. So you guys know that I always say, if you're not living uncuffed, you're just not living, and your clients will know. So one of the things that I demonstrate to my clients is that sometimes you get up, you get in your car, and you drive to an amazing event. I feel even more special that this is a gift from my husband and sons. It's Mother's Day weekend. We have special treats for you guys, but I just feel so honored that they recognize my passion to make myself better, make my business better, and make new connections by doing new things. And so they gifted me with a ticket to this awesome affair. Of course, I'm going to share all kinds of pictures and all of my special moments while I'm here. I'm sure I'm going to meet some greatness. So, again, this is Uncuffed Radio. Hey, ladies, if this is your first time tuning in, I just want to go over a few things. The first is this show has been designed for women who have followed their recipe in life. And they thought that when they got to the top of the mountain, success was right there waiting for them. They didn't realize that it would be a steady climb after the climb and you reach the top. So if you follow that recipe for life and you find that, I've done all I'm supposed to do, but I don't quite feel like I've made it yet, you're in the right place. That's what we do here on Uncuffed Radio. We uncuff you in your life and business so that you make it in all areas. In addition, if you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, you're helping everyone, you're serving in church, you're the go-to girl at work, you are doing things on the soccer field, you're a soccer mom, you're a teen mom, you're crocheting at night, you're making babies blankets, you're babysitting, you're doing all of these things, and you've forgotten about yourself, you've neglected yourself, and that habit has become a pattern, and now you are self-sabotaging. You are in the right place. This is Uncuffed Radio. We got you. We're going to help you uncuff. Now, today's guests are amazing. Of course, I try to have nothing shy of amazing women on my show, and I feel very fortunate to be able to do that. The first young lady you're going to hear from shortly is Miss Kelle Sampson, and I invite her in immediately because I want to spend all the time talking directly to her. Her story is amazing. She is amazing. She's working on some awesome projects. So hello, Kelle. How are you?
Good morning, Caprice. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm alive. I have my face on first thing in the morning. It's not even 11 o'clock. I feel pretty good. Now, Kelle, awesome. You're calling from Baltimore, and I want to remind your listeners that have tuned in, if they want to ask you questions directly, please call in at 646-252-646. Okay, so the number's on the flyer. Kelly's going to share that number. Kelle, can you share that number?
It's 646-652-2512.
Awesome. And I'm very cautious to put that number out there because one time I made a flyer and had the wrong number on it. No one could ever call it. So I want the listeners to have the right number, which is 646-652-2512. Now, hello, ma'am. Tell us all about you.
Sure. Well, first of all, Caprice, thank you so much for having me on your show. That means so much to me. Again, my name is Kelle Sampson. And I'm the founder and CEO of two fashion jewelry lines that I present at major events. I'm also the brains, hard work, and the heart behind GALS. GALS is a women's support network that helps members overcome challenges and live life to the fullest. I seek to inspire and support others in their struggles and encourage living out loud. I regularly speak about overcoming anxiety and depression and how selling jewelry became not only my passion, but also a positive outlet for me. I also have a Jalen's Page jewelry collection. It's inspired by my daughter. Her name is Jalen, and it's dedicated to promoting self-esteem and healthy habits in children and teens. The Kelle and Diana Statement jewelry line is uniquely organized into different collections to reflect different expressions and personalities, including bold and confident, loud and outspoken, quiet and shy, and peace and freedom. I'm currently working on my autobiography, along with the workbook to help women learn to grow, achieve, live out loud, and support, which coincides with my women's support network called GALS. I enjoy expressing my feelings and my emotions. I love writing poetry, which is also a talent that I found that I have, and I enjoy doing that. I attended Morgan State and Essex Community College. I learned social and human behavior, which allows me to better understand the struggles, and help others with theirs. In my free time, I enjoy spending time with my daughter and teaching her by example to be grateful and to never take things for granted and to always give back. We enjoy feeding the homeless in our community, and I thrive on new challenges and will always have something brewing to make myself, my daughter, and those around me better than they was yesterday.
Okay, that's a lot. God, girl, you are on fire. And I love that you're drawing your daughter right in there with that clown to success for you. Now, you've mentioned GALS and giving back and showing support for women. What drew you to this?
GALS is pretty much my own philosophy that helped me go from being homeless to hopeful. Again, GALS stands for Grow, Achieve, Live Out Loud, and Support. So I understood that at one point in my life, I really needed to self-reflect, and I really felt like I needed and wanted so much more for my life, for my daughter's life. I wanted to be that example that she needed to see in order for her to be, to grow into a positive and successful person as well. So I knew that I needed to grow as a person, mentally, physically, spiritually. I knew that I needed to do that, and I decided to do that. So once you decide to make a change, then that change is possible. So I asked myself, how can I grow as a person? So I started looking into myself, and I realized that, the love that I had for other people wasn't the love that I was giving to myself. So I needed to learn to love myself. That was the first thing that I decided to learn in order to grow as a person. I learned how to love myself. I learned what that looks like, what that feels like. I invested in a self-help coach that assisted me along the way. And then, once I perfected loving myself, and this is a lifelong journey, but now I can finally say that the mirror is a healing place instead of a scary place because I decided to love myself. Once I did that, then I learned that Now that I love myself, I got to love myself enough to forgive myself for the things, all the stuff that I put myself through over the past years that I wasn't quite happy about. But you know what? When I learned to love myself, I said I have to love myself enough to forgive. So I did. I forgave myself, and I forgave others that, didn't respect me and, did things to me in the past as well. So forgiving is something that is for your own self-healing and your growth. So then after that, I learned that I have to express it. I believe that, we go through things in life to master them in order to help someone else. So expression is important for that reason. It's important to express. So number one, you can release, and so you can heal as well. But it's also important so someone else can hear your story, because if someone else hears your story, then you are potentially helping them. You're letting them know that it is okay that you're going through this, and hey, if I made it through, so can you. So expression is important. So then the A, that's just the G. So I earned my G in gals, and then, the A stands for achieve. So after I learned to love myself, then I love myself enough also to believe in my dreams, and I started achieving the things that I've always wanted. But again, it always goes back to loving yourself first. So the A stands for achieve, and then the L stands for live out loud. So for a very long time, I struggled with anxiety and depression. So I was alive, Caprice, but I was not living. And, once I decided to get better, I made a conscious decision that I will not let fear cause me to sit still in life anymore. So I started really digging deep as well into how I can, put one foot in front of the other and start living. So I learned how to bust my fears just by facing them. I kept reminding myself, I am capable. I love myself. I know that I can do this. Anything that I want and I desire, I couldn't get to it because fear was holding me back. And I made that decision to move past that. And then also the F, it stands for support, and that is the support that I got and gave along my journey. The support piece is very important, but before you look for others to support you, you have to, again, decide that you are going to help yourself first. Then the universe will respond back, and then others will start helping you as well. So it all starts with the G. It all starts with loving yourself first.
That is incredible. I mean, and I don't even realize it. Well, I don't know if you realize it, but I hear so many action words when you speak, like decide, invest, learn, live. I love that. Forgive. Those are action words. Now, I love your GAL system, and I'll have you repeat that for the listeners again. But you mentioned you were homeless. Can you share that with them? Well, how did you find yourself in a position where you were homeless? And to take yourself from that to where you are now is incredible. So kudos to you.
Thank you so much, Caprice. Yes. About 2 years ago, I was due to the fact of, I made some bad decisions, and now that I have grown, I can look back and acknowledge the mistakes that I made, and it's important to do that so you don't repeat them. So I made some, bad choices with my finances. Fear even was holding me back from working, so I would miss a lot of time from work. So my paychecks wasn't what they needed to be in order for me to live and survive. So I have a small child. At that time, she was 5 years old. We had a dog, and, I ended up losing my car first. And then I lost my home. And after I lost my home, I found myself, kind of going from home to home with bags and my daughter and my dog. And we did that for quite some time, and then we ended up settling in with my brother in a one-bedroom place. And although we weren't comfortable, I still made the best of it. My brother told me, Kelle, you have to, get up and help yourself so you can move past this. And it was his loving, his concern and his love for me is why he was tough on me. He was just like, get up, get off the sofa. You can do this. And then when I finally realized that I can do this, then I started applying myself, Caprice. And when I did, I got up and I said, okay, I can do this. And I'm going to do it for Jalen. I'm going to do it for me. And, before I knew it, one of the jobs that I had applied for, they called me. They asked me to take a test. I passed the test. And then, they called me with an offer of employment. And the offer of employment was, a significant amount of money that allowed me to move out of my brother's place. And I was there for quite some time. And then after that, I was picked up at another job that I'm currently at. And as a result of the training and the testing and the licensing that I got at that job, I was qualified for the job that I'm at now, which put me in a position where I am making, the amount of money that I can survive. I can help my daughter. I can help my mother. And it allowed me to, pour into myself and pour into my business and my dream. It allowed me to fund my dream. And, had I not been in that situation when I'm on my brother's sofa, then I would not have gotten to this place. So sometimes you have to take a step back in order to quantum leap forward. And sometimes you need that support system or that voice to say, Kelle, you can do this. You can do this. If I can do it, then you can do it. And sometimes you just need that reminder. So, I went from being homeless to being hopeful. Now I'm a liability investigator for a large insurance company. I'm happy. I'm gainfully employed. I have my car. I have my home. My daughter's happy, and I am definitely moving forward. I have earned my G, I've earned my A, I've earned my L, and I've earned my S. So I am truly excited. I'm truly, so proud of myself. I'm so proud of my daughter because my daughter saw me go through this, and she is just as resilient as I am. I'm so proud of her. She's still a student. She's on the honorable, and through it all, she still says, Mommy, I'm proud of you. So that is what it's all about. It's just having someone, see your struggle and see you come out of your struggle. It's not what happens to you. It is how you react to it.
That is amazing. It's not what happens, it's how you react. Please stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. We have to pay our sponsors. But again, if you want to call in and talk to this awesome young lady, 646-652-2512 is the number. We'll be right back.
May promises to be an exceptional month for Spirit Journeys Radio. And I'm Rita Ricks, inviting you to share in the fun. Our theme this month is Thoughts Are Power, and believe me, they truly are. May 5th, I'll share my understanding of the law of attraction and give you examples of how my thoughts have created my reality. And we'll weave this theme through every show. May 12th is the 1-year anniversary of Spirit Journeys Radio. And I want you to call in to please say hello. It's open mic night, so call in to show your support, and I already appreciate you. May 19th, my guest is Sandra Yancey, founder of E-Women Network, the premier women's business network in North America. She's going to be in Richmond May 28th to celebrate our newly formed Richmond chapter. May 26th, Heather Todd, Managing Director of our new chapter, is my guest, and she's going to share her journey as well as her thoughts. She and I will compare notes about the benefits of being a member of eWomen Network. A full month of high energy, powerful ideas and how they manifest, celebration of my great relationship with MWHY Radio, and more. Join me all month. I'm Rita, speaking to your spirit.
Hi, this is Benita with Off the Vine. Join us on Fridays at 3 o'clock for fun talk about wine. This season, I'm going to put this little sommelier certification to work as we expand the conversation to talk about beer and spirits too. Meet more exciting special guests, and you never know just who may show up at the studio. Off the Vine with Benita on the May We Help You Radio Network, giving you something to whine about.
And welcome back to Uncuffed Radio. This is Caprice Smith, and you hear the wind blowing in my hair. Okay, I cut all my hair off, but you hear the wind blowing, guys, in the background. That's because I am on the road. I'm traveling to New Jersey, and you would know that if you were already connected to me on my social media or if you join my newsletter at CapriceSmith.com. Today, like every other show, we have amazing women on the show, but amazingly, today we're hearing from someone who, in my opinion, looks like she's about 30-something, and she's telling us what it took for her to come from homelessness to being hopeful, now to just being completely amazing. I want you guys to learn more about her, so please visit her website at KelleenDiana.com, and I'll have her come back on and spell it because it's a really exotic way it's like a fancy way of spelling it, so I want to make sure you guys don't miss it. And I want to hear more. Now, Kelleen, who do you help now?
Well, first of all, I have overcome fear and anxiety. So if you struggle with fear, anxiety, depression, even if the mirror seems like a scary place, if you have emotional scars from hurt that you or others have caused, then my program, Gals, could be perfect for you. Again, GALS is an acronym that stands for Grow, Achieve, Live Out Loud, and Support. And I created this program for people that are just like me, depressed, unhappy, anxious, confused, lost, unsure, even ashamed. And I know firsthand, Caprice, how scary those emotions are, and even scarier when those around you can't relate or understand. So, I'm human. So although I still struggle with some of my shortcomings, again, I made myself a personal promise and commitment to strengthen where I'm weak and to embrace, accept, and acknowledge where I'm strong. So I discovered this very fun, unique, and effective plan or program to overcome the years of fear, low self-esteem, and doubt, confident, assured, happy, and fulfilled woman I am becoming today. So this program was created for women just like me. And, this program, GALS, is going to I'm confident that it's going to change lives because, again, once you choose to survive, any and everything is possible, and this is just an avenue to take you there. My program will be live in July. It will launch in July. So, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as we get closer to that launch.
Nice. Well, I've been following you, and it's just one amazing thing after the other. And the one thing I really love about you is that you seem to be very humble, and you're just so grounded. So if you're out there listening and you need a keynote speaker, or if you need someone to come and wow your audience just with her personal story, definitely visit KelleenDiana.com and invite her. I know she'll come. And when is your book is releasing in July, you said?
Yes, my book launch, I am writing a GALS book, so I will go into, personal stories as to how GALS came about, and I will break it down in my book, the G, the A, the L, and the S, so you can use it as a guide That book the book launch will be July the 26th. However, we will take pre-orders before then. I don't have a specific date on that yet, but that will be announced very soon.
Nice. So we just have to pay attention and connect with you on social media too, because social media is so interesting. How initially it's like, oh, it's so unprofessional. Oh, we don't do this. I don't do Facebook. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Instagram. But now, if you're a woman in business, I'm not sure how you could not do one or two social medias and still remain successful. So, Carolina, I'm not letting you go, but I am going to have to switch gears a little bit. I want you to hang back because I want to bring you back on before we close. But right now I want to switch gears to the Queen's Corner. Is that okay? So in the Queen's Corner today we have Miss Senior Jacksonville, Miss Jacksonville Senior. And one of the things that I should tell you about the Queen's Corner is that although I am Miss Corporate America Ambassador and I'm totally in love with Miss Corporate America pageant because it's the only pageant that shines a spotlight on remarkable women in business, I think it's so important to bring in other amazing women who may not belong to our system but who are just as incredible. And today I have the pleasure of being introduced to this young lady through one of my pageant sisters, Miss Mompreneur 2014, Kenyon Dance. She sent me this amazing lady, and I just fell in love. And I haven't really formally talked with her, but just hearing a little bit about her story, I was like, oh, she has to be a guest. Now, this woman is the president of the National Blacks in Construction conference or committee, and I'll have her give us the proper name of it. But she is so beautiful, and I could not believe that she was even old enough to compete in a senior pageant anywhere. So let's bring you on, Ms. Deborah. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I am traveling to Jersey, so I'm having difficulty hearing you, and I'm not sure if everyone else is, but if you could adjust your volume or, I guess, take us off speaker or move close up, that might be better.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's so much better. So now what I'd like for you to do is to tell the audience a little bit about yourself and things that I haven't mentioned already.
Well, my name is Deborah Thompson. I am a private consultant. I have my own business, and I work in the field of business development for the most part, but I am also an 8A contractor doing federal contracting with the federal government through the Small Business Administration's special program for minorities, women, and small businesses. And I just received my first 8A contract with a partner of mine in Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm kind of excited about that. That's on the business side. I have an extensive career in working with small businesses and developing them and their skills so that they can be successful in the business world, especially those people who are working in the area of transportation, construction, and housing. And with that, I am the president of the National Association of Black Women in Construction, and we are the voice of Black women in the construction industry. We have as our mission to train women and girls to go into the trades, the professional services side of construction, and to work in that industry.
How cool is that? So you're a pageant queen who knows how to manage construction. You have to be like the one person in the world that fits that description. How does that feel?
Well, I'm not the only one. There are several of us, and this is a national organization, and I have members and chapters around the country of engineers, women who are general contractors, women who have worked in the trades, women who have also become project managers on large construction projects, and it's been very nice. And being a queen and being Miss Senior Jacksonville was one of the last things I thought I would ever be doing. So this year has been very exciting and different for me.
Now, let me guess. Did Kenyon strong-armed you into competing because she knew how beautiful you were? Is that what happened? Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Oh. I don't know. I think I was the toughest cookie for them to try to get to do some of the things that queens do, and that is walk around and switch around, and that has just not been a part of my demeanor. So I've always just tried to be professional and dress properly for the industry that I was in and that kind of thing. So I've done a lot of training and development of women and men in the construction industry through Florida A&M University and the Florida Department of Transportation. And then here in Jacksonville, I've worked on the Duval County Courthouse new construction and the reconstruction of the scoreboard at the Everbank Field. So done a lot of things. I'm now working with the Jacksonville Transportation Authority with Reynolds, Smith & Hills as a private consultant to, again, encourage minorities and women to go into the transportation and construction side of the new multi-million-dollar projects that are coming out for the bus optimization for Jacksonville to improve its transportation locally. So with that, I walk around a lot of times with my crown and my sash. People know that I'm also Miss Senior Jacksonville, because the other side of me is that at age 68, I want to say to seniors that we're still alive and well, we can still move our bodies, and we can have a fun life as we age.
Very nice. Now, I want to talk about that it's not even the age thing, that thing that holds women back in general, that makes them think they're not good enough, they're not skinny enough, they're not pretty enough, or even smart enough to compete in the pageant, that level of confidence needed. Can you tell the audiences, there's someone out there listening that's thinking about competing, so tell them what it's going to take for them to win.
Well, I think competition is something that we have to look at as a positive and not a negative. I think a lot of times women and minorities look at competing negatively. So they take on a negative connotation as to how it should be, how you should prepare yourself for that. So they start from the negative. But I should say that we should start from the positive side of life in as a senior, as a young person being in a pageant, and not go for the negative side, and then you don't get into the negative competition of bringing the other person down so that you can be up. My goal is to push women up, to push minorities up, because as we push people up, or as people push you up, you come up with them. So I think if we think it a little differently, then we will approach it differently, and you can always be a winner.
I love that. Now, what was your experience like competing? How was it fun? Was it stressful? Some people they stress themselves off and they completely miss the fun part. So what was your experience like?
Well, it was different because, like I said, I had never been in a pageant before, so I wasn't accustomed to understanding what goes on in the inside of a pageant. I've always seen it from the outside. So, and never paid too very much attention to it except for the end result, and that was what you see on television with Miss America, Miss Florida contest, and that kind of thing, and never really knowing that that was a Miss Senior contest or what Miss Senior ought to be doing to be competitive. But I found out that there are a lot of women who are competing even at the senior age who have been in pageants before, so they're accustomed to dressing up and putting on makeup and keeping the makeup on and making sure you have your lipstick bright all of the time and putting on jewelry. Very flashy. It's just not been a part of my makeup. So as time went on, I was learning these things from the inside. And one of the things that I think helped me was that the queen from last year came to me and she said, Deborah, now what you have to do is smile. So smile all of the time. Show your teeth. So that's what I did. I started smiling. And I had seen a commercial. It wasn't really a commercial. It was a talk show. And one of the, one of the guests was a beautiful young lady. I can't think of her name. Almost like a Beyonce or Miss Lopez or one of those. And she was, you also have to smile with your eyes. So she said that her coaches used to tell her to smile, which means
Oh, that's
smile, your eyes would throw it out. So that's what I started doing also, was trying to make sure that my eyes were smiling as well as the rest of my face. And just, be friendly to the audience. Let them know that you care and that our pleasure is their pleasure.
Very nice. Now, your takeaways. What are some things you would tell your sister or mentee or any woman about competing? What are some great lessons learned, and not so much for pageants, but for life? What were some great things you take away?
Prepare yourself. Be prepared for whatever comes in life and take it. Okay? There are lots of things that are going to come that are going to be hurtful. There are things that are going to come that are going to be joyful. Life is full of twists and turns. So I exercise daily, 5 days a week, and when I miss one, I catch up on Saturday or Sunday. I juice in the mornings, and I contend that the first hour of my day is for me to get ready to go out into the world. And I won't let anybody spoil that day.
Nice. And I guess that's the big lesson. Don't let anybody spoil it.
Yeah, you are in control of how you feel and how you react to things. And sometimes it's hurtful. Sometimes I have to talk myself out of being sad or being disappointed. But that all comes again with how you've prepared yourself, how well you feel, how good you feel about what you're doing. And I think a lot of times we feel not so good about what we're doing because we are not prepared. It takes practice to do things and do it right. I mean, even on your job, in life itself, you have to prepare yourself. I lost a daughter at age 33 to asthma just before I went into this pageant. And that was a difficult time for me. But with the people that were around me and the things that I was doing, it's just, you work right through it. You try to work through it the best that you can. Because these things are going to happen. In the midst of life, we're in death. So just be happy. The theme song that I did my exercise routine for, because that was my talent, was Happy. And I just got happier as I was doing my exercise.
I love that. It's so much easier to be happy. It's almost like you piss off the world when you're happy.
Well, when you're happy, even though people are trying to take your joy away, you have to be. I can't think of what the lady's name is, but I just love it. She said, "Don't let anybody take your joy. Just be happy."
I love it. Love it. Now, I want to know, first of all, I love to send my condolences right now, because it's, when you said, you lost your daughters, I could hear that you spoke from a place that, and I'm sure it's something that you deal with every day, but I could tell that you really had a great handle on it. So where does that come from? Because someone out there hasn't even experienced that trauma, but they're thinking, oh, my eyelashes aren't long enough, so I'm never going to win in life. So talk to them.
Well, I think it's where you put your priorities, what you think about life. I think back on my daughter, and I said, well, at least I had her for 33 years. I could have lost her in her first year because she was a premature baby, and they had to blow up her lungs. So, all her life I was always expecting one day I'd walk in there and she wouldn't be breathing. So it was a joy. She was a lovely child, had a beautiful smile, and you just work through it.
Wow. That's wisdom. That's life. And I can clearly see why you are the queen. So it has been an honor to chat with you. Any final thoughts? And please tell the audience how they can connect with you.
Well, I am at 904-472-7528. That is my cell phone. That's where you can get me almost 24/7. I answer the phone. Sometimes I turn it off completely, but very seldom. But and then I have a website, and it's www.dktconsultants.com. And my email is info@dktconsultants.com. I invite you to look at my website. I am going to start blogging, and I hopefully will this year set up a page for fitness and exercise and what baby boomers and people who are around the age from 60 to 70 years old need to be doing just to keep their bodies moving. Just push right through it. You push through the hard parts. You push through your barriers just like you do in regular life. And you do that with your body. You keep it tight. You keep it as firm as you can get it. I mean, even for those who are obese and underweight and overweight. And, don't worry about it. Just do the things that you know to do that are right. I would also say to women, especially women, stop straining your body with the diets, the up and down diets, Just stabilize and be consistent with what you do and be persistent. If we do it each day, it's like practice. Perfect practice makes perfect, not just practice. We have to do it right because we can only get out what we put in.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that because I was about to call my husband and say, see, honey, I can eat what I want.
Well, sometimes you can eat what you want, and what you want should change. Okay? You should want what is good for your body. Everything that tastes good is not good for you.
That's an excellent point, that perfect practice. Now, your success, has it always been there? When did it come? When did what come? I'm sorry, I missed it. The successful mindset and successful life?
I think it's been a progression of my life. I mean, from childhood, my mother was always encouraging us to be the best that we could be. When I grew up in a society where religion was very strong at that time, so we got 3 reinforcements. Whatever we were taught at home, it appeared that we were around the people who had the same values that my mother and father were teaching us. So when we were out in the neighborhood and going to church, which was the next thing, the teachers and the principals that were there, because my parents were not as educated as some of the other parents, nor were they as young as some of the other parents. And we would see those people telling us how to do things, when to do things, and what was good and bad, and, that kind of thing. I mean, we had a music teacher at our church who taught me to sing. So I was singing in Italian and didn't even know what the words meant, but just going through the motions, reading the notes, and she taught us that. One of my teachers at school taught us to play the piano. When we were little, those are the kinds of things that we did, along with the ring games and keeping ourselves busy in the neighborhood to do things that were positive. Hopscotch, play jumping rope, playing basketball. I remember when the first boys in our neighborhood got a glove and a ball and a bat. It didn't take them long to find 9 other players so they could have a little baseball team. So I think it's all about how you grow up, the things that are around you, and the reinforcement that you get from your neighborhood or from your church or from the school, the environment. It's almost like Hillary Clinton says that, it takes a village to raise a child or raise children, and it does. It's not so much the village as it is the love and affection that comes from the neighboring people who are around you, whether they are black, white, Asian, whoever they are. Children feel love from whomsoever is given it, but they also feel that negativism and hatred that is also becoming very prominent in our neighborhoods.
I totally agree with that. And you know what? I think those same principles and ideologies can be transferred right to our womenpreneurs. So if I were to ask you right now, what is your opinion on the state of women in business today? What would you say?
I think women are becoming extra good at being business women because they've already, and I'd say we've already been running a business, and that's at home. Women are the stable CEOs of a household. And if you're a good CEO, you have good products and you have good productivity. If you're not the best CEO and nobody fires you, then your product is not a good product that you put out in the neighborhood or in the society, and you don't succeed. So I think it all comes from you in the center of where you are, how well you learn the skills and develop those skills in a positive manner. Again, it's got to be positive. To do things in a capitalistic society, we have to learn how to run and work an economic system, use and be good consumers. I also work with the NAACP and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau on teaching debit and credit management. I've worked with the NAACP and Wells Fargo Bank over the last 3 months, and we had a mandate to touch as many people as we could with financial literacy, because Florida is the foreclosure capital of our nation. And as we were coming up, a home and a house was the American dream. And we need to get back to that so that we can stabilize ourselves and build assets and become worthy and feel the net worth that we have.
Awesome. Now, did you have to do an interview, or was it just an on-stage question, or did you have a combination of both for your pageant?
For the pageant, we had to develop a philosophy and give words of wisdom and what we thought being a senior meant and how we could use that for now into the future. We did have, I think it was a 15, 20-minute interview with an interviewer who sat with us and asked us a series of questions about why we wanted to be the queen, what we would do, what our goals would be if we were to become the queen, and even just being a candidate for the queen makes us ambassadors for seniors, ambassadors for people who want to be in pageants, who want to show their beauty from the inside out. So all of that came as a part of it. There was 4 parts to it. The first was to do a team, a group dance, and we did that at the beginning as an introduction to the show. We then, again, like I said, came out as individuals to give our philosophy on life, was give a few words of wisdom. And then to finally come out as in our gowns, and the choosing of what gown you might wear. And I chose a bright color. I like yellows and oranges and that kind of thing, so I chose an orange. And I think that must have gone over very well, along with the exercise routine to happy and my philosophy overall. I kept the same theme all the way through, and that is that seniors can move their bodies no matter what condition it is in. And we just have to keep pushing through whatever barriers that are set forth to us. As we get old, we're going to ache, and we're going to have accidents, and we're going to fall, and we're going to break things. But we have to try and do that to the best of our ability as far as recovery from those things. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Very, very nice. So thank you so much. I know it's Mother's Day weekend. Do you have big plans coming up?
Well, I'm going to go and visit with my daughter in Atlanta. I have one here with 2 grands, and I'm here all the time with her. So my other daughter is in Atlanta. And like I said, I lost one, so I just have the 2 now, so I just go between the 2 of them.
So nice. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself and just get a moment to relax, because you sound like a busy woman, but you also sound like a woman who really knows how to be the queen and just really enjoy life. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. And I want to say that being happy comes from the inside. No one makes me happy. I'm already happy. I have people a lot of times, they come up, oh, well, I could make you happy. And I was going like, I don't know how you could do that. I'm already happy.
Just call and say, I got this. I'm good.
You can add to my happiness.
So are they trying to date you? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Are they trying to make you happy, or dating you?
Either date me or change me. I don't know. Sometimes I guess I appear a little too confident sometimes. But I stay to myself a lot, so I don't turn people off.
Hey, Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I have that same problem, and my thing is I've come to learn it's not so much my problem as it is theirs. I'm a work in progress.
Yes. Yes, it is. But
so
that's
I
it.
Just want to thank you.
It's no secret to what I do. It's just me. What you see is what you get.
Awesome. Hey, guys. Kelle, any last words?
Be happy.
All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, Kelle, you have the floor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to tell the Queen that it was so good to hear, your story. That really motivated me. And I feel the same way about being happy. Happiness is a choice, and I finally made that decision to be happy. So I just thank you so much. Your spirit really overflows into this conversation. So thank you so much just for being you.
Well, you're quite welcome. Thank you for your compliment.
You rock. So definitely send it to Diana and Miss Deborah Sampson. And guys, please just take turns and give your your websites again so they'll know.
Okay, again, I'm Deborah Thompson, Miss Senior Jacksonville 2014. I have about 4 weeks to go to keep wearing this crown and wearing my sash. And I don't know, but I've already torn all the little comb teeth out of my crown, so I have to buy the little I had to buy something to hold it on my head now. I'm working on sash number 2 because, like I said, I'm not the most how do you say, fashionable person. So I dirted up a sash and had to get another one. And if I had lasted any more than 3 more weeks, I'd probably have to get another one. I've already had it, taken it to the laundry a couple of times, and it was very funny. The Asian woman, no, she's Indian, was cleaning the sash, and she goes, "What's this Senior Jacksonville? How did you do that?" And I told her about it, so she ran and she got her husband. She goes, "Look, we got a queen that comes to our cleaner." So it's very funny, some of the reactions that you get being the queen. Even when I don't have on the crown and my sash, people look over, "There's Miss Jacksonville," and I'm like, okay. And several people have told me, you need to slash that senior off your Senior Jacksonville. And my congresswoman swears that she goes, "You are not the queen. You are not the queen." So anyway, hats off to my queen, Corrine Brown.
Love it. Well, thank you so much again, guys. Hey, listen, if you are under the scope of today's show, and by midnight tonight, because I love you guys, because it is Mother's Day, I'm going to put you in that 24-hour uncuffed telethon. I'm going to give one mom a seat for free, but you have to claim it before midnight. There have been some really lucky people that have gone that are listening to Uncuffed faithfully, and they have benefited from it. So definitely connect with me. And, guys, I'm going to have you back sometime soon. Remember, if you're not living uncuffed, you're just not living, and your clients will know. Have a great day.